Hi guys! Today we are back with another video filled with all the information you need to know about Africa.
Right, now we're going to tell you about the economy of Africa from the 1500s to the 1800s, which is based mostly on the Atlantic slave trade.
The Atlantic slave trade is the trade that happened between the 16th to 19th centuries, where different things were traded between Africa, the Americas, and Europe. One such item were slaves, which is the main topic for this video.
It turns out though that slaves weren't the problem during this time. Slavery sure led to many issues nowadays, such as racism, but during the 1500s to the 1800s, it wasn't a problem.
Instead, the problem was that some African lords wanted money and goods from other places, and slavery was the solution to the problem.
Slavery had been going on in Africa long before Europeans arrived. Africans were trading each other to the Arabs since forever.
Yes, a common misconception is that Europeans went into Africa and captured the slaves themselves, but this wasn't the case. Africans have enslaved other Africans for a long time and are now just trading them to Europeans.
You also might be wondering how the slaves that were traded got captured, and we have the answer to that. The slaves were captured by African dealers who had sophisticated network of trading alliances collecting groups of people together for sale.
Most were prisoners of war or kidnapped, but some were sold into slavery for debt or as a punishment.
Did you know King of Dahomey was earning an estimated 250,000 pounds per year by selling captive African soldiers and enslaved people to the European slave traders?
So slavery was a solution to earning more money, but we can see it's a terrible solution from the effects it's having on our society right now.
We propose a different solution, one where Africa uses its abundance of natural resources to trade for what they want from Europe and other such places.
Oil, iron, gold, diamonds. All these resources were more than available in Africa and could be used.
Granted, Africa didn't know about many such resources until later on. But if they had refused slavery, they would have found out about these resources earlier.
So, let's say Africans didn't want to sell slaves to Europeans because they thought African slaves should only be used by people of darker colored skin.
So these Africans, without the whole slave trade operation, would have more time on their hands and possibly discover Africa's innate resources a lot earlier.
Africans could mine these and use them to trade with Europeans, getting what they want without having to use slaves.
The only problem with this solution is the development of America, and even Europe will slow down immensely. Slaves are an important part of American history, and without them, America wouldn't be as prosperous as it is today. Nevertheless, we feel that this solution is the best one yet.